of upsets at the Oscars. Green Book shocks with Best Picture win over favorite Roma, while Glenn Close and Lady Gaga are left disappointed when Olivia Colman wins Best Actress. It was a night of upsets at the Oscars. Green Book earned the top honor of the night, Best Picture, with a win over heavy favorite Roma as Olivia Colman beat out Glenn Close and Lady Gaga to win Best Actress. Bohemian Rhapsody was also a big winner at the 91st Annual Academy Awards as the Queen biopic won 4 awards, including a Best Actor win for Rami Malek. Colman, 45, earned one of the highest honors for her role as Queen Anne in The Favourite as she beat out Close, 71, whom many predicted would reign victorious for her role in The Wife. The British actress praised Close during her acceptance speech at the gala event held at the Dolby Theatre in Los Angeles, California on Sunday, as she said, "You've been my idol for so long, and this is not how I wanted it to be. I think you're amazing. I love you very much." The Norwich native also acknowledged her competition from A Star Is Born as she said to Lady Gaga, and blew a kiss her direction. The actress, who will be portraying royalty again by playing Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown later this year, gave the Born This Way hitmaker a kiss on the cheek shortly after walking off stage. Colman also beat out Melissa McCarthy, who starred in Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Roma's Yalitza Aparicio. Many considered Olivia's speech the high point of the night as she hit the podium and began by saying, "It's genuinely quite stressful. This is hilarious. I got an Oscar. I have to thank lots of people. Yorgos Lanthimos, my best director in the best film with Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz, the 2 loveliest women to fall in love with and go to work with every day. You can imagine it wasn't a hardship." Colman also had one of the best reactions of the night as she covered up her mouth with both hands in shock when her name was announced. She was then showered with kisses from husband Ed Sinclair before co-star Emma Stone gave her a big kiss on the cheek. Lastly, director of The Favourite, Yorgos Lanthimos, grinned from ear to ear as he kneeled next to her and put his hands on her knees. Green Book has been marred in controversy, but that did not stop the film from earning the top honor of the night, beating out favorites Roma and Black Panther. The film was centered around a pianist named Dr. Don Shirley and his unlikely friendship with his driver during a road trip in the Deep South at a time when segregation was at its peak. Shirley's relatives have since condemned the film as they stated they were not contacted by studio executives after development, as they claimed the movie misrepresented the musician's relationship with his family. Writer and producer of the film Nick Vallelonga also recently had to apologize for a tweet he posted in 2015 as he replied to Donald Trump corroborating a story in which Trump alleged he saw people cheering in Jersey City, New Jersey on September 11, 2001 as they watched the attacks on the Twin Towers. Lead actor in the film Viggo Mortensen also landed in hot water for using the N-word during a Q&A back in November. Last month, director Peter Farrelly apologized after articles from the 1990s were unearthed mentioning that he would show his penis during meetings, including one with Cameron Diaz before she was cast in 1998's There's Something About Mary. Despite the trials and tribulations, the 62-year-old filmmaker got to address the crowd at the end of the night as during his acceptance speech he said, "The whole story is about love." The rest of the field included A Star Is Born, BlacKkKlansman, Vice, The Favourite, and Bohemian Rhapsody. Earlier in the night, Mahershala Ali proved he was no one-hit wonder just 2 years after he won Best Supporting Actor for Moonlight back in 2017. The 45-year-old actor won the same award for the second time in his career for his role in Green Book. The first person the True Detective star thanked Dr. Don Shirley, whom he portrayed in the film. He said, "I want to thank Dr. Shirley. Trying to capture his essence pushed me to my ends," which is a reflection of the person he was and the life that he lived. Mahershala got emotional as he dedicated the honor to his grandmother for telling me that if at first I don't succeed, try again. I can do anything I put my mind to. Before that, the film's controversial writers Vallelonga and Farrelly along with Brian Curry won Best Original Screenplay just before that magical moment. Rami Malek won Best Actor for his portrayal of legendary frontman Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, which brought the film's total to 4 awards. The 37-year-old actor earned his first ever Academy Award and happened to have one of the most emotional speeches of the night at the event in Los Angeles on Sunday. The talented actor made sure to praise the iconic British singer-songwriter, real name Farrokh Bulsara, as he said, "We made a film about a gay man, an immigrant who lived his life unapologetically as himself. We were longing for stories like this." Before hitting the stage, the talented actor gave girlfriend/castmate Lucy Boynton a passionate kiss on the lips. At the end of his speech, he professed his love for the 25-year-old American and English actress as he said, "Lucy, you're the heart of this film. You are beyond immensely talented. You have captured my heart." Rami beat Christian Bale, Vice, Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, Viggo Mortensen, Green Book, and Willem Dafoe at Eternity's Gate to take the honor. Things didn't go completely smoothly as after his win, Malik suffered a minor mishap when he tripped and fell while making his way back to his front row seat. His trip was serious enough to warrant a visit from paramedics on hand for the event, but it was unclear what the exact extent of his injury was. Regina King took home the very first award of the night. The 48-year-old star earned Best Supporting Actress for her role in If Beale Street Could Talk. She praised James Baldwin, director Barry Jenkins, and her family during her emotional speech. The veteran actress tearfully said, "I'm an example of what support and love look like when poured into someone." Alfonso Cuarón won Best Cinematography for Roma before he accepted Best Foreign Language Film. The 57-year-old filmmaker made history as he became the first person to win the cinematography Oscar for a film he directed. As the film paid homage to his childhood in early 1972's Mexico City, during his acceptance speech he made sure to say, "Thank you very much, Mexico." Later on in the night the talented filmmaker won Best Director for the second time. He won for his work on Gravity in 2014, making it the fifth time in 6 years that a Mexican film director has earned the prize as he insisted, "Being here doesn't get old. I want to thank the Academy for recognizing a film centered around an indigenous woman," Cuarón said of the character portrayed by talented actress Yalitza Aparicio. One of the 70 million domestic workers in the world without work rights, she's a character that has historically been relegated in the background. As artists it is our job to look where others don't. This responsibility becomes much more important in times when we are being encouraged to look away. Spike Lee finally had his Oscar moment after over 30 years as he captured the Best Adapted Screenplay trophy for BlacKkKlansman along with Charlie Watchell, David Rabinowitz, and Kevin Wilmot. The 61-year-old filmmaker jumped into the arms of presenter, longtime collaborator and close friend Samuel L. Jackson when he took the stage Sunday to accept his award with Charlie Watchell, David Rabinowitz and Kevin Wilmot. The audience gave him a standing ovation at the time, but Lee's mood appeared to turn sharply later on in the evening when the trophy for Best Movie went to competitor Green Book. "I'm snake bit. Every time someone's driving somebody, I lose," Lee said. He was drawing a parallel between Green Book, about the real-life Southern journey of a white man driving African-American pianist Don Shirley, and the 1989 Best Picture Oscar winner driving Miss Daisy, about a wealthy white woman and her black chauffeur. Seated in the audience, a visibly angry Lee waved his hands in disgust and appeared to try to walk out of the Dolby Theater. He made his way back to his seat and later backstage to answer questions. "This is my 6th glass, and you know why," he said, smiling and holding a champagne flute aloft when he met with reporters. He briefly touched on his reaction to the Green Book win. Lady Gaga, 32, won her first ever Academy Award in the Best Original Song category for hit track Shallow from A Star Is Born. Gaga was obviously overcome with emotion as she burst into tears as her name was announced at the gala event on Sunday. She gave a passionate speech as she said, "I've worked hard for a long time, and it's not about, it's not about winning. But what it's about is not giving up. If you have a dream, fight for it." Black Panther won 2 early awards as they earned the Best Costume Design and Best Production Design trophies. Bohemian Rhapsody swept the Audio Awards as they won Sound Editing and Sound Mixing. They kept the wins coming as the Queen biopic also earned Best Film Editing. Queen with Adam Lambert kicked off the show, rocking the crowd with We Will Rock You before wowing the crowd with a rendition of We Are the Champions. After the opening credits, Saturday Night Live alums Maya Rudolph, Tina Fey, and Amy Poehler hit the stage for a hilarious opening monologue segment as there is no actual host this year. This is the first time the show has gone without a host in 30 years, as Kevin Hart famously stepped down after some of his old controversial tweets were unearthed. The three went on to present the Best Supporting Actress award. The second award of the night, Best Documentary, was given to Free Solo, which is about a professional rock climber named Alex Honnold. It might be the gold standard of award shows, but with falling viewing figures, the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences have made some major changes for this year's Oscars ceremony. These range from skipping a host, after Kevin Hart stepped down, to recruiting highly recognized talent from various walks of life to present the 8 nominees for Best Picture, a role usually reserved for actors. Those talents include anti-Trump chef and restaurateur Jose Andres, Daily Show host Trevor Noah, and civil rights leader and Georgia Congressman John Lewis, and the woman whom many consider to be the greatest athlete of all time, Serena Williams. It is not clear which of the nominated films will be presented by these new presenters, who also include Dana Carvey, Queen Latifah, Tom Morello, and Amandla Stenberg. The final 3 presenters, Barbra Streisand, Diego Luna and Mike Myers, will almost certainly be introducing the 2 films with which they have close ties, A Star is Born, Roma and Bohemian Rhapsody. This new lineup of presenters is the latest in a long list of changes made by the Academy this year, many of which have surprised. It began with the announcement that the Best Song nominees would not be featured in the telecast, a decision that was changed following public uproar. Next was the decision to discontinue the trend of having the actors who won in each category last year present at the ceremony. That was revealed by Allison Janney, whose appearance presenting alongside Sam Rockwell at the Golden Globes last month proved to be one of the rare highlights of the unremarkable telecast. Uproar ensued, and the Academy soon announced that the tradition would continue. Next, the Academy opted to eliminate 4 categories from the telecast: cinematography, film editing, live-action short, and makeup and hairstyling, and present those awards during the commercial break. That managed to draw the ire of many members of the Academy, and was protested in an open letter signed by the likes of Glenn Close, Robert De Niro, Kerry Washington, Brad Pitt, Halle Berry and hundreds more. Last week it was announced that the Academy Awards reversed their decision to cut those 4 categories after the furor. It is unclear what other surprises producers may have up their sleeves with just a few days left between now and the 91st Academy Awards ceremony, which will air on ABC this Sunday. Elsie Fisher, Danai Gurira, Brian Tyree Henry, Michael B. Jordan, Michael Keaton, Helen Mirren, John Mulaney, Tyler Perry, Pharrell Williams, Kristen Ritter, Paul Rudd and Michelle Yeoh are among those who were previously announced as presenters for the big night. Also on hand will be Javier Bardem, Angela Bassett, Chadwick Boseman, Amelia Clarke, Laura Dern, Samuel L. Jackson, Stephen James, Keegan-Michael Key, Kiki Lane, James McAvoy, Melissa McCarthy, Jason Momoa and Sarah Paulson. Awkwafina, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Tina Fey, Allison Janney, Brie Larson, Jennifer Lopez, Frances McDormand, Gary Oldman, Amy Poehler, Sam Rockwell, Maya Rudolph, Charlize Theron, Tessa Thompson and Constance Wu are also set to attend.